The September 3rd, 2024 meeting of the Bay City City Commission will come to order. The clerk will give the invocation, which will be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise. Thank you. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Dockett.
I'm here.
Rivet.
Yes.
Bernie.
Yes.
Runner.
Yes.
Hilliker. Gerard.
Present.
Clements.
Here.
Morris. And Mayor.
Okay, I have heard from both the mayor and Commissioner Hilliker. They will both not be here this evening. Is there a motion to excuse? Commissioner Gerard?
Move to excuse the mayor and Commissioner Hilliker. Have we not heard from Commissioner Morris?
I have not heard from Commissioner Morris. Let me check.
Okay.
I have not heard from Commissioner Morris.
Okay, move to excuse the two that asked to be excused.
Okay, is there a second? Commissioner Brunner?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Commissioner Burney?
I want to excuse Commissioner Morris. You didn't ask. Are we excusing Commissioner Morris?
You can make an amendment, yes.
Yes, I'd like to excuse him.
That's fine. That's fine if one excuse.
Commissioner Gerard is amending. Okay, so all three are have been moved to excuse. Commissioner Brunner, did you want to second again?
Yes, second.
Thank you. Is there any objection? Seeing none, Commissioners Hilliker, Morris, and the mayor have been excused. And we have a quorum, barely. Next order of business is presentations. We have two presentations on tonight's agenda. The first one is Hay Bay City, and I believe we have two speakers tonight coming up. Your microphone's not on, I'm sorry.
Better. When Hay Bay City first began in June of 2022, there was a fund balance of $565,667. At the end of quarter two of this year, $236,376.81 of these funds remain. Assuming a consistent rate of spending, funds are estimated to be exhausted around August of 2025. This is an update for our quarter two workforce website metrics. We had 44 employer signups, 178 jobs posted, over 20,000 job position views. Our job page has been viewed around 67,000 times. I have received 34 resumes submitted via Typeform, which is our resume submission platform. We also saw a 32% increase in our apply-click metric. And as a reminder, the apply-click is our end goal metric. This is the same metric used by the MEDC. With our face-to-face employer meetings and by developing relationships with our employers, we hope to see what happens after the apply-click is made. Additionally, 74 visits have been made with employers, educators, local workforce development agencies, such as Michigan Works, and other community partners to discuss recruiting strategies and workforce needs. In addition to the 34 resumes submitted via Typeform, I have also personally received via email 13 resumes, bringing our total in quarter two to submitted resumes to 47. In quarter two, I personally sent 23 open opportunities in Bay County to job seekers with direct links on how to apply through our Hay Bay City platform. I'm also working with 4 job seekers on building their resumes from scratch to apply for our open Bay County opportunities. New to our resume database is geographic location tracking. So we're using this to analyze where our job seekers are coming from and to measure how our attraction efforts are impacting our initiative. As mentioned before, we're working with Michigan Works as well as Bay Future. We're also working with SVSU, Delta, other local universities, and K-12 education facilities to further our efforts and impact of filling our workforce deficit. For example, we are now employer partners with Saginaw Valley State University. This means that we get a first touch point of students who are ready to graduate and looking for open opportunities here in Bay County. We're also working with Delta College, for example, with their internship program. And we have sent over 25 internship applications to local employers, as well as working with the MEDC in their STEAM Ahead program. So I do have a success story to share with you guys. I worked with a Bay County employer. I helped them write a job description for an open opportunity. In the meantime, I also worked with a job seeker who had not updated their resume since 2016. I was able to work with our job seeker, create a resume, have them apply through the Hay Bay City platform, and receive the open position here in Bay County. And they are now 3 months into their open position. STEMfest recap, June 8th, 2024, this was hosted at Delta College. It was originally supposed to be hosted at the Bay Aranac ISD Career Center. However, due to a high volume of attendees, we had to move it to a bigger facility, and Delta College was gracious enough to open their doors to us. We had 217 students attend our Bay County STEMfest. 59% of those students that attended were on free and reduced lunch, which helps us understand some of the demographics in our future workforce. This was also the first exposure to STEM activities and or careers for 63% of the students that attended. We had 46 professional volunteers and 36 college volunteers with over 204 total mentor impact hours. We'd like to give a special thanks to the city and our community for their continued support and enthusiasm for our Hay Bay City initiative. I'm now going to hand it over to Phil Ike to review our marketing and placemaking effort.
Good evening, everybody. Q2 website views 139,000. That's an increase of 30% from Q1 and 275% from Q2 of last year. The amount of users on the website, it's correct in the screenshot, but incorrect as it's listed. We had 68,000 users on the website. That's an increase of 77% from Q1 and 501% from Q2 of last year. Views per user down 26%. Job page views in Q1, 59,000. Job page views in Q2, 67,000. That's an increase of 15%. Most of those views coming to us from Detroit metro area, as well as areas that we're not able to track due to browser settings, followed closely by Bay City, Ashburn, Virginia, which is the Washington, D.C. area, and Grand Rapids. Most of that traffic comes to us through social media, both organic and paid, followed by direct traffic and paid search in the form of our Google AdWords campaign. I won't go into details on the next 3 slides because they're summed up in the 4th, but here you can see how different analytics are spliced out based on social media platforms. So here's Facebook, and then Instagram, and then LinkedIn. You add all those numbers up to the following: 1.86 million views, 15,909 social followers, 3,610 email subscribers, 1,176 SMS subscribers. I'll talk about that in a second, for a total audience of 20,695. In Q2, new thing alert, we rolled out text-based marketing. Social media is great for reaching a large amount of people, but sometimes it feels like you're playing in somebody else's sandbox with their rules and their algorithms and the way that they do things. So it's important to build ancillary marketing channels, and text-based marketing is great for that. We can reach out to people directly. So you hop on the website, you give us your phone number, and monthly or twice monthly, we'll send you a text message with stories that we think you should have your attention, events, job openings, and other things like that. Currently got around 1,000 people signed up for that form of marketing. This slide highlights one of the functions of Hay Bay City in that we provide direct support to our small businesses. We tell stories of Bay County to attract attention and to communicate the quality of life we have here. but also to directly economically benefit the stories, the businesses that we tell stories on. Here's two of them, from Lead Belly's Barbecue and Soul Food on the left, and then Bay City Boat Rentals on the right, two brand new businesses here in Bay City. I reach out to businesses after the series run just to give them an idea of how much traction it gained. On the left, Lead Bellies reached about 94,000 people across the series. They were very thankful for that. And then on the right, Bay City Boat Rentals, 66,000. And they said that post definitely blew up. We also got over 2,000 website visitors from that post, which is the most we've ever had in a day. We're super appreciative for that story. So we're very thankful that this is providing direct support to these businesses, as well as rising the tide for all the ships of all of our great businesses here in Bay City and Bay County. Won't go through this giant list of Q2 content, but a lot of stories pushed out over the course of Q2. A lot more stories coming up here in Q3, some of which you've already seen. Tummy Ache Candy Store, amazing, magical place Tummy Ache is, along with Excited Goat Coffee, Ashley's Nails on Midland Street, and so many others. Placemaking efforts, Coffee and a Cleanup, we did two of them. We teamed up with the Energized Young Professionals Network, along with inviting volunteers to clean up the Columbus Avenue corridor, picking up trash and weeds. We're looking for the next date, probably end of this month, beginning of October. And so follow Hey Bay City if you'd like to be involved with that. Just highlighting here, we helped promote the City of Mural Festival from United We Go. Gina did such an amazing job bringing so much great art to our community here in Bay City. One thing that did not make the slide deck because it was announced late last week, Hey Bay City was awarded a silver award in the Talent Development and Retention category from the International Economic Development Council. And they are heavy hitters in the world of economic development, and so this award is something that the community should be proud of. We submitted the philosophy, the design, the data, and proof and evidence of that data to them. They compared that to best practices as well as communities across the country and internationally, and we came out with the second place finish there. So that's something that I think the Bay County community as a whole can be proud of, that we saw a need and that we're meeting that need at a high level, at a high capacity. That award is amazing, but it also doesn't mean that we don't have a lot of work to do. Hey Bay City fills this lane of attraction retention, but I'm not saying anything we don't know, and I say that we are a great community that also is facing multiple great challenges in terms of infrastructure and homelessness and housing. And if we want to, as a community, reverse this population decline, it will take all of us working on all of these challenges. First of all, talking about these challenges together, then working together, and then overcoming them together. It will take all of us, and I believe we can be successful. Here are our email addresses in case you want to reach out for more information. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Do any members of the commission have any questions? Is it okay? Do you want to answer questions? Okay. Any members of the commission have questions? Commissioner Girard?
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation, both of you. Congratulations on the award. Definitely good work. Definitely raising awareness, raising the bar for the community. So very appreciative of that. And also, I went to Lead Bellies. It was great. It was wonderful. I encourage everybody to check it out. Definitely a small business like that, it's important for us to grow, and profiling those businesses, definitely great opportunity through this format. So I don't have any specific questions, but just congratulations on the award, and keep moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? So I have a quick one. That 1,000 people per year disappearing from Bay County is terrifying to me, and it should be terrifying to everyone in the room. And one of the reasons why we invested in this was for talent attraction to the area. And I saw Detroit, which is a logical place if you were to move up. But what do you think is driving the traffic from the DC area? And how can we get more people both from Detroit and DC and literally anywhere else in the United States to be looking at those pages and wanting to move here?
A little bit of it is ad targeting, so targeting similar or demographics of people that are mobile in these specific areas. So if I run ads, for example, like in Indianapolis and kind of these capital cities at demographics that might be taking a look at us. So part of it is that, but also part of it is just kind of the magic of social media. You connect with other people's connections who connect with their connections, while proclaiming kind of the value and the culture and the soul of the community, and that kind of inherently connects with people interested in those things. So a little bit of it is intentional targeting through ad spend. The other is just kind of organic. I connect with you, who connects with you, and then we find a home in Virginia somewhere.
Awesome. That's really great, and I hope to see these numbers continue to grow and more people continue to decide to make Bay City their home, to eliminate that deficit in population that we're going to have over the next 20 years if we don't do anything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next is our 7th Ward candidate interview. We have one qualified applicant, and the way that we're going to do this, just so everybody's aware, there are 9 questions. We've used these questions for the past few appointments. So I will ask question 1, Commissioner Rivett will ask question 2, Commissioner Burney will ask question 3, all the way around. There are 9 questions though, so I will pick back up on question 7, Commissioner Rivett will do question 8, and Commissioner Burney will do question 9. Is that good with everybody? If you have follow-up questions specific to these original 9 questions, you're free to ask them at the end. Please stick to these particular topics or things that the candidate speaks about during the process. Commissioner Rivett?
Can we discuss the appointment process?
Sure. What do you want to know?
Sure. I have great concerns about this appointment process. First of all, I think Commissioner Jinsky resigned in April. It's now September. I have extraordinary concerns about how staff must have handled this because it took 6 months, and I'm assuming there was all kinds of issues that surrounded it. I've also been absolutely kept in the dark as to everything except what I see here tonight, so I don't understand the process, why we're doing what we're doing, and so I have grave concerns, irrespective of the candidate we have tonight, and am not comfortable making a decision. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Commissioner Rivett. Commissioner Burney?
I don't want to vote on this. Thank you very much.
If we have 2 people who don't want to vote on this, we do not have the votes to move forward. We can do the interview still, but we don't have the votes to move forward tonight at all. Okay, yeah, because we need 5. Commissioner Clements?
Yes, that was my question. After the interview, then, if somebody wanted to make a motion to do the appointment, is that how that would work? It would have to be added to the agenda?
It would be a resolution that you add at that time.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Commissioner Gerard?
I mean, I just think we need to do the interview process, correct? Okay.
Yeah, I agree. Let's move through the interview to provide clarification. There were legal questions about one of the applicants that we had to get cleared up. I understand the frustration. It took a long time. I get it. I am frustrated as well, but we're here now. We're going to move forward, and we're going to conduct the interview, and that's what we'll do, and we'll go from there. So I will go first. Mr. Fitzpatrick, if you'd like to come forward.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming tonight. Yeah, if you want to state something beforehand, sure.
Well, my name is Thomas Fitzpatrick. I live at 315 South Lynn Street in Bay City, Michigan, in the Ward 7. And, one of my main concerns, and I believe a lot of my neighbors' concerns I'd like to address right off the bat, is the representation of Ward 7th, the 7th Ward in Bay City and where that's at. That's very important to have that representation in a representative community such as this. I'm sure that every council member has their own issues with their wards as well, and there's people within those wards that have that desire to be represented. So I would really appreciate if that could be one of the things that we hold dear to making an appointment, whether you like me or not, or whether you have it or not. I think it's a fair representation to have representation in this council from Ward 7. So I'm willing to take any questions that you have. I think everybody should have a copy of my resume and my what I've been doing in the past. You know, recently right here, it's not in the city of Bay City, but, you know, I was very instrumental in opening up the old Kmart in Hampton Mall.
We will get to those opportunities. We have 9 questions for you. We'll start them off, and I think they will align pretty well with where you started.
Sure thing.
So the first one is, why are you interested in becoming a member of the Bay City Commission?
I believe that, you know, the only way to move a community forward is to be part of that solution. And I have a very high track record of moving a lot of communities in the Midwest through different aspects of zoning, use, and things of that nature. And I'd like to bring that expertise to the city of Bay City and represent the constituents of the 7th Ward.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Rivett?
Please discuss your prior experience working with civic, community, or governmental organizations.
I've been a township supervisor over on the west side of the state. I've been chairman of the Zoning Board of Appeals for Blendon Township as well, in Ottawa County, Michigan. Been a planning commission member in Port Sheldon Township. And I work with communities such as Bay City, larger and smaller, every day of the week. Usually I'm at this side of the podium proposing what we're doing with the building. A lot of it is storage. That's our bread and butter. That's what we do. But I've worked, right now I have a $9 million project going on in Aurora, Illinois, that involves the Department of Motor Vehicles, a restaurant, and a car wash besides our storage. So we've been able to bring that and blend that into this city, working with the city for 4 years to bring this project to fruition.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Burney?
What do you perceive your responsibilities to be as a member of the Bay City Commission?
Well, number one, following the ordinance of the city of Bay City and reviewing plans, reviewing anything that comes forward is a concern, but also representing this, foremost representing the 7th Ward and the people within the 7th Ward and what they see as a vision, you know, besides any type of political affiliations, but what is it, what are their needs? I hear a lot of people from all aspects of the community that walk by the front, and sometimes they sit right by the front of the house, and they sit down and talk to my wife and I on a regular basis. So the main thing is representing the community and being and leading the people in the 7th Ward and to show them and communicate with them the balance between the ordinance and what the desires are for communities like developers or whatever. So.
Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Brenner?
Thank you very much. Based on your knowledge of the city, what do you feel the top 3 priorities should be for the city, and how do they incorporate into your vision for Bay City over the next 10 years?
I really believe that Bay City is a very nice destination area, and it could be a better destination area for not only for tourism, but also for job growth. I'd like to, at least see if we can't find out a way to make more jobs in the city of Bay City. So we have that population increase instead of the decrease going on. And I think number one thing to bring that, turn that around is to bring more jobs to the city. However we can do that, and working with our leaders in the community and working with the council and working with the whole community as a whole to try to promote that job growth. And also, there's a lot of vacant buildings, a lot of vacant and what I would consider blighted buildings. I mean, that's happening all over the Midwest especially. I see it all over. But how can we turn that around? How can we, make it so we have, 3 or 4 businesses in a row that are operating instead of three or four, and then 3 or 4 more vacant ones. But, get that whole thing filled. That's the hard thing that we have as a community and all communities. And we're competing with places like Holland. We're competing with places like Akron. We're competing with a lot of communities like that. And we have to have a lot of creative ideas in order to fulfill that role and try to draw people here, because there's other communities that are doing the exact same thing. So how are we going to stand out? How are we going to draw more people that other communities can't? And those are the types of things I'd like to work on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Commissioner Gerard?
Hello, Mr. Fitzpatrick. Thanks for coming. Question I have, do you have any personal priorities that you hope to accomplish as a member of the Bay City Commission?
Living in Bay City, Michigan?
The personal priorities that you hope to accomplish as a member of this board, of this council.
I would certainly like to help create more jobs in the community. Probably, I hear sirens all the time, a lot of sirens. I'd like to be able to help lower crime if that's the ability. But also, especially moving forward with creation of more job growth, and then helping businesses maintain some level of ability to stay here and grow the community, and keep it as keep it as a destination area, because it is a very beautiful community. We're blessed with, the Veterans Memorial Park and Winona Park, and a lot of assets right there with the river, and also the environmental concerns. Anything with water and water resources and other environmental issues with land. I have a lot of experience in that, a lot of on way to handle things like that. My college degree is basically in water resources and water chemistry and things of that nature. But also, bringing that forward and bringing more people here on the 4th of July is just a wonderful event for the community. What else can we do? We do the concerts. That's a fantastic thing. But then we have the winter, and like to see more stuff in the wintertime. Ask things that we could do to bring people in during that time.
Thank you. Commissioner Clements?
As a candidate for city commission, what skills, strengths, or traits do you bring to us that enhance your value to this body?
They're all problems. I'm kind of getting philosophical here a little bit. I believe all problems can be solved on a five-step basis. Number one is anticipate the problem. If you anticipate it, that's not even going to be a problem. Then identify that problem if it's a perception problem or if it's a real problem. Most of the problems that we have on a day-to-day basis are all our perception, individual perceptions, or even perceptions of a community. But if we can bring the reality to that perception to show that, and it's a real problem, and identify that real problem, we can brainstorm solutions to that, identify, and then assign responsibility to the people to correct it, or to individuals to correct that solution. So a lot of it is problem solving that I like to do. I'm an engineer by trade, water resources, and in stormwater, water quality issues, as well as engineering, sanitary sewer, water main, utilities, and things of that nature. Last 5 years, actually 7 years now, I can't believe it's gone that fast, being the Vice President of Development for Storage of America, and bringing and transforming blighted properties into a use again, and utilizing that property, but also bringing the tax base back to the communities. And the properties that we've done are doing very well. I see a lot of different solutions to those problems in the Midwest, solutions that we would have here, and I can bring that expertise to Bay City as well. So anywhere from St. Louis to Pittsburgh, to here, south to Indianapolis. I've been at almost all of the major communities in the area, at least probably a good third of communities. I think there was a list that I provided as well of those communities that I work with. So I'm dedicated, and I move forward as a leader in getting these things done. Now, I can also be part of a council as well. I've been on that side of the table. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any concerns or worries you have for the city of Bay City and serving on the commission? I think it's more, do you have any concerns about serving on the commission? It's probably a better way to interpret that.
I don't really have any concerns about serving on the board. I think that, you throw a task at me, and I'm pretty well capable of handling that task. I'm a person that likes to have practical solutions, a practical understanding. I can help people learn how to do things as well, and just be part of that. Also very helpful in the engineering aspect of it, of course, and helping people understand some of the aspects of architecture and engineering. I don't know what everybody else's credentials are on this, but I know in my business, my biggest thing that I have to deal with is people understand their perception. They have their perception, but then there's the engineering and architect's perception, and then there's the municipality's perception. And you got to bring those together for a solution, and that's what I specialize in. So, again, it's problem solving a lot, but I have a lot of experience in doing all those things.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Rivett? Question 8.
Tell us how you would learn of city residents' views on various issues in your ward.
I didn't understand that last part there, sir.
How would you communicate with the people you represent in your ward? Learn their issues and ideas.
Right. Well, if I hear of a issue coming up, or a big one, a lot of times what I've participated in some of the municipalities is having a ward meeting where you have a meeting like this, only it's more informal. It may be here, it could be in the ward someplace, but just getting the community together, just the Ward 7 community, and address their solutions and find out what their concerns are, find out what their solutions are, and then set a path on what direction they would like me to take with a vote even, or other type of establishment. Like some places, if I'm going to come into a community and do storage in this, and they don't want storage, the first thing they hear is storage. And so what we do is get together with the ward commissioner or the alderman, and we rent out a space, and we put it out to everybody in the community saying, on this date, we're going to have a meeting, and you're more than welcome to come to this meeting and voice your opinion to see what this is all about. Now, that could be with a storage facility, it could be with a hotel, it could be with a bar, it could be with a church, it could be anything. But to be able to bring the people together and sit down and just talk to them and find out what their concerns are, so we can identify what those issues are and make sure the developer or whoever is going to address those things with their plan in a public setting.
Cool. Thank you. Commissioner Burney?
Do you have any questions for us?
I do not have any questions for the city right now. I just, I think it's important that the Ward 7 have some sort of representation, and that.
Thank you.
Sorry, taking notes. Okay, thank you, Mr. Fitzpatrick. So if you want to have a seat, we can have an informal discussion here really quick about where we go from here. So 2 commissioners have expressed that they're not interested in voting on this tonight. I'm guessing that stands. Moving forward from here, we have 2 options, I guess, when the full board returns. There can be a resolution, or I guess tonight there could be a resolution as well, but based on the discussion in the room, it's not going anywhere. We could have a resolution in the future to appoint Mr. Fitzpatrick, or we could have a resolution in the future to open up the application process for a second time. Those are really our choices at this point. If there is desire to do either of those tonight, we can do those, or we can do them at the next meeting. Commissioner Burney?
Yes, when they first started accepting applications for the 7th Ward, we had, there was another 7th Ward, there were 2 of them, and we were supposed to interview them and before August, and all of a sudden they dissipated, so we didn't know. This one right here, I'm very shocked about it. No one said anything, no one texted, no one emailed, and I just don't appreciate this type of thing to be thrown on me without anyone saying anything about it. So with that being said, we need to take a look at this the way it was prepared, and more people need to be, we need to have more people put into this pot. Thank you.
Thank you. To let you know where the second person disappeared, that was former Commissioner Bezmajian. It was ruled through a review of the charter that she was not eligible to take the seat. So because she was not eligible, she was removed from the pool. That's where she disappeared to, and that's part of why the delay happened as well. So I apologize for that, but we're through it, and if whatever we want to do moving forward, we can do that. Commissioner Rivet?
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you to the clerk, is it in order to move opening the process of taking applications for the 7th Ward Commission from September 9th, closing September 23rd, having them prepared and presented to the commission by the 27th, and hearing and resolution on October 7th? Is that a motion I can make, and it's in order, correct?
Yep, that's one of your options.
So moved.
Okay, motion has been made. Commissioner Clements?
Yeah, I would support that. I was going to say that we should, if we're going to open up applications, we should do it at this meeting to not delay this any further. So if that's the motion, it needs a second?
Would need a second.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay. Is there any continued discussion or any discussion on the motion or anything anyone wants to say at this point? Okay. So what will Okay. Commissioner Rivet, if you'd be so kind as to write that down, and then we'll add it into the agenda at the end. And we can just add it at this point.
Happy to do it. I thought maybe the clerk would just love to watch this again on TV and write it all down, but I'll be happy to write it.
And you can, as long as you repeat it exactly how you stated it, you can email that to me instead of
Happy to do
writing it today. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so that will be added to the agenda, which is the next part of the meeting, is adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda as amended? Commissioner Brunner.
Move to adopt the agenda as amended.
Okay, is there a second? Commissioner Clements?
Second.
Thank you. Do any members of the commission wish to add any item to the amended agenda? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the agenda as amended?
Commissioner Rivett,
Yes.
Bernie,
Yes.
Brunner,
Yes.
Gerard,
Yes.
Clements,
Yes.
and Docket.
Yes.
6 yes.
Okay, motion passes and the agenda is adopted as amended. Next order of business is consent agenda. Do any members of the commission wish to make a change to the consent agenda? Commissioner Rivett?
Item 5, revisions to non-union schedule of benefits.
Thank you. Item 5 has been removed. Anyone else? Seeing none. Next order of business calls for public input on the consent agenda. This is the opportunity for citizens to remove an item from the consent agenda for consideration on the regular agenda. If anyone in the audience wishes to make a change, please come to the microphone, sign the registration sheet. Also, please print your name and state your name and address for the record and the item that you wish to have considered on the regular agenda. Seeing none, is there a motion on the consent agenda? Commissioner Brunner?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Is there a second? Commissioner Clements?
Second.
Thank you. Will the clerk please call the roll on the adoption of the consent agenda? Sorry.
Commissioner Bernie,
Yes.
Brunner,
Yes.
Gerard,
Yes.
Clements,
Yes.
Docket,
Yes.
Rivett.
Yes.
6 yes.
Okay. Motion is adopted. Next order of business is remarks of the mayor and commission. If any members of the commission have anything they'd like to say, now's the time. Commissioner Bernie?
Yes, I see Karma McGraw there. Hello. I was listening to your speech that you spoke about a few weeks ago about our city, how much you loved it. I want to say kudos to you. You know, I really liked what you said. I'm behind you. If I ever leave, while we're going through this process of being the mayor, I stand behind you all the way. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Brunner?
Yes, through the chair to the city manager. I got some pictures from a resident regarding Hewitt Park on the south side of the park. The tree is that's right next to the sidewalk is extremely overgrown, and you almost have to walk past it to see oncoming traffic. Could we have somebody from staff take a look at that and see if we could trim that up?
Yep, absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Commissioner Gerard?
Thank you. Couple things. Had the opportunity to view the fire station on Center Avenue tonight. You know, it's always good to see our infrastructure in light of all the conversations that we're having. There's 3 more stations that'll be available. Hopefully commissioners have the opportunity to go see those as we'll be talking about those stations in upcoming meetings. So I encourage you all to do that. It really is eye-opening to see how those stations operate and hear from our public safety directly. Also, you know, we really do have a caring community. Had the opportunity to attend an event that we helped pass and allow in Winona Park. Together we can prevent overdoses. You know, we do have some issues with drug abuse and use in our community, and the more we stand together and support folks that need that kind of support, the better. And they had a really good turnout, and you know, I'm happy to see the groups and initiatives kind of working to find solutions for those folks that are experiencing homelessness in our community. There's multiple folks working on that, and so it's good to see people coming together to create solutions. And you know, we may not always agree on things, but we do care about residents, all residents in our community. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Clements?
Yes, thank you. Through the chair to the city manager, Web Drive, somewhere in 534, 536. There was a pretty large limb that blew down in the storm last Tuesday, and I know the city was out and did get most of it, but this is one that didn't. It was in the middle of the street, and the neighbor did drag it up onto the right of way, so it's there, like somewhere between 534, 536-ish on Webb Drive. And then second thing is we just, we finished the Bay City Bass Fishing Series for 2024 with 3 national level bass tournaments. I think it went really, really well. The National Professional Fishing League just finished up Saturday. The winner won by 1 ounce over second and third place tied, and the winner was 1 ounce ahead of both of them. But furthermore, if you followed us on Facebook, I mean, our Facebook page is, I think it's pretty amazing. It's like professional level photography, videos, text. The text is, like, you would think that we hired somebody that's like, that they do this for a living. It's so good, but it's Allison Riffle. She's just, I can't say enough good about Allison that works in the city manager's office. The time that she put into it, she's at the boat launch at 4:30 in the morning. She's at the weigh-in until 7:30 at night. It's just amazing the work that she does. So thank you, Allison. Thank you, everybody that contributed to the Bass Fishing Series this year. We're starting to work on 2025. So thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Rivett?
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you to the city manager, on July 15th, Loria Ward, 800 Germania, came and made some public comment to us that I think I was quite taken with. She indicated that our building permits were 2.5 times at least that of our neighboring communities. Has there been an analysis done of our building permits versus other communities? Clearly, that's a disincentive for investment.
We have done that. Debbie Kiesel and her staff did put something together, and I just got it to review, so I will be bringing it forward once I review that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? I just want to thank our electric department staff after that storm on Tuesday. I think all of the outages were recovered the same day, right? Same day. That's really good when a storm blows through. I mean, power outages happen, weather is weather, but to have everything back online in the same day is phenomenal. So I appreciate all their staff, and please share that with them. Thank you. Next order of business is the manager's report. Does the manager wish to make any remarks?
I have one thing to follow up on that Commissioner Gerard mentioned about the infrastructure walkthrough for the fire stations. We have 3 more planned on 9-4 at Station 2, which is on Fremont Street, 917, or I'm sorry, Station 2 on Fremont Street, 917 is Station 4 on Dean Street, and then 918 is Station 5, which is on East Smith Street. They are going to be from 4 to 6 p.m. each of those days.
Okay. Moving on. Next order of business calls for public input. Under the rules of the City Commission, each speaker will be given 5 minutes to speak. Commissioner Clements will serve as timekeeper. I apologize, Commissioner Clements. This is the opportunity for citizens to address the commission regarding any agenda item or any other matter. If anyone wishes to address the commission, please come forward, print your name, sign your name, and state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, everyone. Melinda Schreiner, representing Bay City Bridge Partners, and I'd like to provide you with a quick bridge update tonight. First, we want to thank contractor staff for working together this past Thursday and Saturday to troubleshoot and resolve the calibration issues on Independence Bridge, which did impact both car and boat traffic. It was unfortunate timing, but it was an incredibly well-coordinated effort between multiple organizations on What we must remember is a live construction site over a holiday weekend. So thank you. Next, I'm happy to let you know that the issue presented by Mr. Reed at the last commission meeting has been taken directly to our customer service manager, and she is working diligently to resolve it, and we thank Mr. Reed for bringing this to our attention. Our customer service manager asked me to invite anyone with an unresolved account issue to come into the walk-in center, where, as a manager on site, she can handle and resolve issues immediately. This is what the walk-in center is for. We are working hard to regain Bay City's trust after our delay in billing, long wait times, late fees, plate misreads, and frequent changes to processes and software. We have added agents to our call center, a callback feature so that customers don't have to wait on the line for help, one-on-one outreach events to answer questions, correct misinformation, and personally walk customers through account setup process. We have also waived the requirement for residents to provide any payment method. We have paused late fees, and we have waived or reduced numerous pay-by-mail invoices for those who set up an account. As a result, our customer wait times are under 1 minute now. Usually there is no wait at all. Our plate read accuracy is 99.8. We are working for 100%. Open disputes and account resolution tickets are closed now within 24 hours. We have formed a community advisory group to help us listen and learn. And we are training additional customer service agents now to be ready for when Independence reopens and begins tolling, and to effectively address customer demand when the Michigan Department of Transportation closes Lafayette Bridge. We also want to show our appreciation to customers who did it right from the start, creating a BC Pass, managing their account, and paying their fees promptly. We will be holding a customer appreciation event in September, and those details will be forthcoming very soon. And we're also launching a referral program to reward current customers for referring their friends and neighbors. And these details also will be forthcoming. Looking ahead, we especially want to encourage Independence users to create a BC Pass to be ready when Independence begins with tolling at the end of the year. Remember, it costs nothing if you don't use the bridge, but if you do use the bridge, you'll be insured to pay the lowest rate. And we want people to know you can set up now for $2 per crossing, and then when Indy is open and you plan to go to that $15 a month plan, staff at the walk-in center or on the phone can help you switch. Okay? And we're always here to help you navigate that process, so please don't wait. Get started now to get a few transactions under your belt, see how things work, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Are there any others? Okay. Seeing none, we will move on to public hearing, and we have one public hearing this evening. This is the opportunity for citizens to address the commission regarding application from James and Deborah Keene for the creation of an obsolete property rehabilitation district located at 703 Washington Avenue. Is there a motion to allow for public hearing? Commissioner Gerard?
Move for allow for public hearing number 1.
Thank you. Is there a second? Commissioner Brenner?
Second.
Thank you. If anyone wishes to address the commission regarding public hearing number 1, please come forward, sign, and print your name on the registration sheet. State your name and address for the record. Seeing no one come forward, we will move on to special orders. Will the clerk please read the next item on the agenda?
Special Order 1, Commission as a Whole Resolution regarding application from James and Deborah Keene for the creation of an obsolete property rehabilitation district located at 703 Washington. Recommendation approve.
Thank you. Is there a motion? Commissioner Gerard?
Move to approve special order number 1.
Thank you. Is there a second? Commissioner Brunner?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Brunner?
Yes.
Gerard?
Yes.
Clements?
Yes.
Dockett?
Yes.
Rivet?
Yes.
Bernie?
Yes.
6 yes.
Motion is adopted, and we have one item left on tonight's two? Oh, I'm sorry, 5, yes. Sorry, will the clerk please read the next item on tonight's agenda?
Reports of Officers 5, City Manager recommending revisions to the non-union schedule benefits. Recommendation approve.
Thank you. Is there a motion? Commissioner Clements?
Move to approve?
Thank you. Is there a second? Commissioner Brunner?
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Commissioner Rivet?
I'm frankly offended. This has got sent back to us with less information, more deceiving information. We know we need money for Station 5. We know we have financial issues. You know, the information presented suggested that this wouldn't be an increase to our pension liability. Of course it is. It's just less than the liability decrease based on our numbers we currently have. So, I'm offended. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion? Commissioner Gerard?
Could we review the significant changes or over what was presented the last time?
Yep, can I have Brad and George come up to discuss it, please? And there is a spreadsheet too that we have in the packet that shows dollar amounts to the issue or the items that are in the non-union schedule benefits.
Good evening. Am I able to, are you guys able to hear me? I'm sorry. Yeah. We made a number of changes to the non-union scheduled benefits. Would you like me to just go through the list? Okay. So we made a change to section 2.5 in the retiree healthcare portion for the dental healthcare. Up that for those individuals who have retiree healthcare, I believe it's only 9 or 8. Article 3, vacation and sick time. We changed the payout to the first paycheck in January. Vacation used as personal time. We made a change to this as individuals were holding personal time towards the end of the year, and then they ended up losing that personal time because they didn't end up using it. So we've transitioned that with all the other unions within the city. We've done LOAs with those individuals. We have changed in Article 4, which is the sick leave, Section 4.1, which is the changing the sick leave accrual from 6.67 to 8 hours, which is what we do with most of our other unions. So this would just be bumping those individuals up towards that. We have Section 7.1, which is an increase to the defined contribution plan by 2%. Article 9, which is the wellness program, is just making an accommodation for those individuals who use online services, such as a Peloton or any of those in those natures. We have increased the severance, increased the max to 2 months, increased max months by 2 months for the department heads. This is for individuals who may be terminated without cause as a department head. And then allow for those individuals to get, so our department heads, for those individuals to get safety equipment, which is what we do in all of our union contracts. So if they're going on site and they're required to have safety equipment, that safety equipment is provided.
Okay, Commissioner Clements?
Yes, a question on the severance. When I read it, it almost, the wording seemed like it was if somebody's laid off. So this is terminated without cause, which happens like almost never.
Right. Yeah. So what it would do is, in the case of, for lack of a better example, if we were getting public pressure, but we didn't have really any hard evidence, then we could terminate the individual services. They would get a severance, but then they would sign a severance agreement that that says that they wouldn't obviously take legal action against the city.
Okay, so that severance wouldn't be, and it says right in there, when they retire, that doesn't count.
Right.
Terminated with cause, voluntary resignation, and it's not a layoff. Like if we decided that, for whatever reason, we, let go of somebody because of budget cuts or whatever, a layoff doesn't qualify.
That's not how I interpret it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Are there any others? Commissioner Gerard.
Yeah, how many people does this impact again, just so we know? 9?
I think it's 9 off the top, right? I don't have that specific number in front of me.
I'm just curious, other communities that have department heads that get six, because that's the one question I have, 6 months or is it 4 months? I don't know other communities or a comparison they have. Have we looked at that?
For which
On the severance, going to 6 months versus 4 months. We've had 4 months in there for a while, is that correct?
I can get you that data.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Nothing else? No additional motions? No nothing? There's a motion on the floor. Okay. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Gerard.
No.
Clements.
Yes.
Docket.
No.
Rivet.
No.
Bernie.
No.
Brunner.
No.
1 yes, 5 no.
Motion fails. Will the clerk please read the next item on tonight's agenda?
The next is Commissioner Rivet's resolution for appointing the 7th Ward. If you just want to specify your dates again.
My computer was not allowing me to.
That's okay.
Type,
If you can state it, I can take the recording and then you can email me.
Absolutely. The motion is to open application period for 7th Ward Commissioner beginning Monday, I think it's September 9th, for a period of 2 weeks until the 23rd, I'm guessing on these. By the 27th, city staff will assemble all applications and provide those to City Commission. And that interviews and a resolution for selection be done on October 7th.
All right, I wrote it down. Thank you. Need a motion? Commissioner Brenner?
Move to approve?
Thank you. Need a second? Commissioner Clements?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on this? Commissioner Clements?
Yes, just a question to Commissioner Rivet. To start it on September 9th, could we start it tomorrow? I just thinking more time might be more applicants.
Absolutely. I thought 2 weeks. This has been going on for a long time, but tomorrow's fine. I just didn't know if city staff needed a few days to put the material together.
Oh.
To clarify, 2 weeks starting tomorrow or still ending on the 22nd?
I would say ending on the 22nd is fine. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. I was just curious if...
As soon as possible, on or before September 9th.
Yeah, that works. Do we need, now we need an official amendment or something, or we're good? Okay.
Okay, any other discussion? Following up on the comment about the questions, having not seen them, I apologize. We have used these the last few appointments. If there are replacements that anyone wants to make that are specific, please bring them up at a future meeting and we'll have that discussion at that time. Thank you. If there's no other discussion, will the clerk please call the roll?
Commissioner Clements.
Yes.
Docket.
Yes.
Rivet.
Yes.
Bernie?
Yes.
Brunner?
Yes.
Gerard?
Yes.
6 yes.
Motion is adopted, and that is all we have for tonight's meeting. Thank you very much for joining us, and we are adjourned.